Well, hello, Johnny Roberts. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing great. It's a phenomenal day. It's always good to spend some time with you. We are talking with Johnny Roberts. He's an Amazon best-selling author of the book Retire at New Heights. He's a retirement planning expert. And Johnny, we've been walking through this series, really chapter by chapter of your book. Retire at New Heights that people can get at your website. They can request a free copy. But we're talking about, there it is. There's that beautiful cover. We're talking about what you talk about in the book so that people can understand a little bit more about some of the challenges, some of the myths, some of the things that really scare people as they're planning for retirement and thinking about those later years of life. And one of those concerns that I want to talk about today is this whole aspect of long-term care. And let's talk about that, Johnny. What is it? Who does it affect? And how do you help people plan for their needs around long-term care?
Yeah, what a huge issue it's become today. It's I always joke up here where I'm at in Michigan. There's a couple type of buildings they always build in our community, and we always laugh when we do our seminars and classes. It's car washes. They're always building storage facilities, and they're always building assisted living facilities. So if you see something new going up, it's one of those three things, right? And that's about it. So well, that's going to be a beautiful looking building, that's one of those things. So especially those storage facilities, man, those are really nice these days. It's amazing. I
They
mean,
really,
you could live in those things now. It's
yeah, we got
it's
to keep our
unbelievable.
stuff safe, man.
I guess so. It's in better shape than we are, I guess. But um, yeah, so it's a huge issue, and I always tell the reason they're building all these, they're not building them just because they hope people are going to use them. They're building them because they know they are going to use them. They're building
Mm,
because they know that they're going to make a lot of money on it. And
yeah.
so the people that are 60 to 70 years old, 72, 73, they're building them for you. I mean,
Oh,
they
wow.
know that a big portion of everybody that's listening to this is in that age bracket, whether you want to admit it or not, you're going to be in one of those places. I always deal with the guys. They come in, meet with a couple clients, husband and wife, and is it a concern of yours? Of course, the guys generally always say, "No, no, I'm never going one of those places." When push comes to shove, and you're 83, kids are still alive, the missus is still alive, you're not going to want to die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's our natural human instinct. So the thought of 20 years previous of, just throw me in the backyard or whatever it may
Right.
be, that
Very
ain't
good.
happening.
Yeah.
So, and they building them because they know you're going to make that decision.
Yeah.
And they're a huge money making machine. So paying for that is a huge part of people's retirements because people are living longer and longer.
Yeah.
A lot of folks listening to this right now are realizing, he's right, man. My parents are still alive and they're 90, 92.
Yes.
This is really the first generation where such a huge portion of people that are retired's parents are still alive.
Right.
Aunts, uncles are still alive. It's unbelievable
Yeah.
that you see. And so then the next generation that coming right behind them, retirees now, it's going to even be more
Right.
medicines and all this kind of stuff. So, and the old way of doing things, the old traditional long-term care policies, very expensive. A lot of insurance companies don't even sell them or offer them anymore.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very intimidating for people trying to figure out how am I going to pay for this? Because I see how much it is for mom and dad, or I see the facility mom and dad are in. It's not up to par that I want to be in, or I'm really disappointed at the type of place they're in. And it's concerning to a lot of folks.
Yeah. And it is, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's quality of care. It's but it's also I want to talk about two or three of the issues that come up in people's lives that um dare I say qualify them for long-term care, right? So it's not always that you're just old and ancient and can't survive, right? But it could be early onslaught of dementia or things of that nature that we just don't see coming that start to affect our ability to function properly. And it puts a real burden on the spouse or on the surviving children and their families if you have not prepared properly and have some kind of long-term care protection in place. Do you see that happening?
Absolutely. And so the old school thought process was um, the long-term care policies or whatever kind of kicked into effect when you went to a place, right? You went to a facility or whatever. Well, now um, the whole gambit's changed. Now things are based on activities of daily living. So all these insurance companies and some of these financial institutions that offer some of these really cool hybrid plans,
Mhm.
they don't base it on if you go to a facility. They base it on if you can't do 2 of 6 living activities called ADLs, activities of daily living. So bathing, eating, walking around, thinking for yourself, um, taking your medication, a couple, 2 of those type of 6 things from some kind of illness. Now, you may not have to go to a facility. You can stay at
Right.
home. Maybe the spouse is there to help take care of you for this, or whatever it may be, or it could be one of the more serious things. Who knows? But you could still be at home. But these benefits now can kick in to help pay for that if those things happen, pay directly to the client, the person, for the type of care they want.
Yes.
Not necessarily, oh man, now I have to go to a place. That's kind of like the last resort if you choose to have to go there. So a lot of people want to age in place. I want to age where I'm at. I want to
Right.
age at my home if I can, you
Yeah.
know.
And I love that because I think that that is one of the myths around long-term care is that I'm going to a place, right? I've got to go to the nursing home or something. And it's so much more than that. And it's really about how do we help you maintain and thrive in your own environment. If that's what you're choosing, which is, like you said, that's what most people want to do is stay at home and with their family around them. But it can get very expensive with medications and things. And what you do is you help people prepare for those days to provide some additional monies to help pay for those and get them the care that they need and really relieve a burden not only financially but emotionally and physically from their family caregivers, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So just was at a client's house the other day. They are just retired, mid 60s. Guess who's in the living room? Mom, mother-in-law, 91 years old, struggles with a lot of things, needs care, but Mr. Phenomenal son-in-law, who's now fully retired, he's taking care of mom, right? That's what he does. He does that. She'd be the type of person if she was now and got one of these type of new hybrid type plans, qualified be phenomenal for that family,
Yeah.
right? What a financial relief it would help. She's still at home. He's helping take care of her, provide the financial relief that maybe they need for some of the tools and resources. Maybe they're going to need a ramp. Maybe they're going to need other things that the health insurance or whatever may not pay for. But they're going to have financial resources to help out. Or maybe you need a special, hey, I need to have some time off. I want to have a caregiver come in 3 days a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't pay for that out of my own bank account, or I want that money's earmarked for something else. Well, now you have the resources to do that
Right.
with some of these new hybrid plans, leveraging all the money you've saved, making it more valuable for those type of situations. And what I mean by that, Mike, is like the old school way of thinking is something costs me something. So if I have $100,000 and it costs me $6,000 a year for a premium, it's $6,000 coming out of the $100,000 every single year.
Right.
That's what it is. Some of the new hybrid plans are actually making that $100,000. Not that it's costing you every single year, but it leverages it so that $100,000 actually, if those ADLs, activities of daily living benefits are met, that $100,000 is actually worth more to protect you. It gives you actually more of a value to protect you in
Mhm.
case that happens. So it's a different total mindset. So people don't have to figure out, I got to pay for this. I can't afford it. There's no way it's going to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of cool plans out there now that people just need to sit down and be, what's going on? What's out there? People don't know because they don't know.
Right.
That's it.
Well, and it's not talked about a lot in the media in a good light, and even all of the programs and things that you have available to you for your clients just aren't known, and that's why it's really important for people just to reach out, have a conversation with you, attend one of your workshops, or just come in and talk about their unique, specific situation. Say, here's what I have. How could we leverage it? I love that word because it's taking something and being able to use it in multiple ways for the benefit of that client. And I know there are some policies out there. One of the fears, Johnny, is I have to buy this premium or buy this policy. I may never use it, and all that money's gone. I've wasted all that money just for peace of mind. And I know you've got programs in place that say, well, no, that's not necessarily how it works. With these specific plans, there are other ways to leverage that money, right?
Don't use it, you don't lose it. That's the mindset we have now. that some of these insurers and some of these financial institutions that we work with have plans like that. So if you never use it for that purpose, you're not losing it. Somebody's still going to have access to those funds, whether it's you for whatever reason, retirement, or if you pass away as a death benefit, whatever it may be. So you're not, like I said, costing yourself thousands of dollars a year that, man, I never use this thing. And now
Yeah.
we're that much less of money, you know? So yeah, a lot of leveraging, a lot of different resources out there to help people. And it's just like anything out there, right? I mean, you don't know about these new awesome medical breakthroughs or phenomenal things on a car till you maybe you read an article and you'd be like, I can't believe that's on cars. That's been out 3 or 4 years. I never heard of that. Or I
Right.
can't believe dentists can do that now, or I can't believe doctors can do that. How come I never heard of that? Well, just because you've never met with that doctor about that situation or that specialty or whatever it may be. It's the same thing in the financial world. How come I
Mhm.
never heard of that? It's because you've never met with a retirement planner to kind of look at all these different options that are out there. It's okay that you don't know everything because I don't know everything about cars. I don't know everything about uh, law or
Yeah.
the medical field or anything like that until I go and ask an opinion about a situation. And
Right.
then I'm like, wow, you guys can do that? Yeah, we can. Oh, okay, cool.
Right. Well, and that's why I think, Johnny, people need to reach out to get in touch with you and just start having that conversation, because planning your retirement is really a multi-step process. So it's not you meet with Johnny one time and you sign the documents. It's he's got to understand who you are and what you're trying to accomplish and what opportunities he has to bring to the table to educate you, to give you time to think and process and research and really come to a point where you've got the trust in Johnny and his team that they can help you, because he helps people every day plan for retirement. And one little portion of that is long-term care. You have to talk about it, you have to understand it. We've also talked about Social Security and lifetime income. So all of this is building a shield of protection around your finances, your family, to give you the peace of mind that you're really desiring. And that's really, Johnny, what you talk about in your book, your Amazon best-selling book, by the way. You held it up just a minute ago. Retire at New Heights. And that's a great next step for a lot of people listening to this, is to call to request a copy of that. Schedule a call to talk with Johnny. Read his book. You're going to understand who he is. He's a family man who understands how to help you take the monies you've saved over the years and really leverage and put them to use in those golden years, as they say, the retirement years that are going to last a long time. We've talked today about one portion of that retirement shield plan that Johnny can help you put together, and that's long-term care. So it is an important part of a shield of protection around your family, your finances, and Johnny Roberts can help you build that shield of protection, that retirement shield. So, Johnny, thanks for enlightening us on um, long-term care, what it is, what it isn't, and that there are lots of these plans that are available for people to help protect their families.
Awesome. Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, Mike, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, look forward to it, brother.